cookie deprecation, um, and the subsequent fragmentation that comes or that has come as a result of cookie deprecation be the thing that I feel like is the biggest barrier to personalization at this point. Personalization has always been somewhat difficult to achieve, at least at a one-to-one level. Took a lot of work, um, from creative and DCO to the technical workings of the programmatic ecosystem. It's always been somewhat hard to personalize at a one-to-one level. The loss of cookies as a signal has only contributed to that and is making that fragmentation start to uh, is the development of that fragmentation due to cookie deprecation is going to be a challenge moving forward and has already started to become a challenge, despite the fact that Chrome is yet to deprecate. The rest of the landscape has or is on their way. So that to me is the biggest hurdle, the toughest challenge as it relates to personalization today.
Okay. How has context in advertising evolved?
Yeah, I mean, context has always been a powerful signal in advertising. I mean, the evolution of how we go about buying contextually has evolved immensely over the past 5, 10 years from, my audience index is highly against sports. So I'm going to place this buy on ESPN to, keyword-based programmatic targeting within the URL string to, you know, um, site crawlers, page crawlers to sentiment and emotion. And now, AI entering the fold allows us to get at a level of complexity and a level of granularity, and is a view into the consumer's mindset that we haven't had up to this point. And I think that in and of itself is going to be a game changer. But the loss of the cookie is of course driving the need to latch onto contextual solutions to dig into those further. And I only see the contextual space growing as a result of that.
Talk about the role of AI and why it's become such a powerful tool when it comes to contextual advertising.
Yeah, I alluded to this
Yeah.
in the last answer, but the level of sophistication, the power of AI now, as opposed to 2 years ago, 5 years ago, is immense. Um, as the algorithms or the AI starts to learn more and starts to develop, better understanding of the consumer, the ability to reach that consumer in the right place when they're in the right mindset is only growing more powerful, but and only growing more sophisticated. But at the same time, AI as a tool moving forward is going to allow us to piece all of those fragmented issues or concerns, the pieces that I've alluded to, like DCO, like just targeting, but also avoidance. So brand safety suitability comes to mind as it relates to contextual AI. More sophisticated bid strategies. So bringing all of those together holistically, which has been really difficult up to this point, is where I see the most promise with contextual AI moving forward.
And what excites you about contextual AI in the year ahead?
So what I just
Yeah.
alluded to, but also as it starts to make its way into spaces like CTV, like audio, that have historically been difficult to put together a sophisticated targeting approach with, or have been near impossible to understand the signal necessary to ensure that we're avoiding the right inventory. Um, that is a huge missing piece today. And the hope is that AI helps us better get at that, at those signals that we didn't have transparency into prior. And that will completely change the way we buy CTV, the way we buy audio moving forward. But I think the holistic nature of creative plus media plus bid strategy, those things coming together and AI helping us to get smarter about how we go about buying in general, but also how we plan, how we glean insights. There's so much there that it's a little bit overwhelming, but it's also incredibly exciting.